Hello everyone, it's me, it's Jinsula, and welcome to another Pokémon GO video. So, Niantic is finally bringing back starter Pokémon to Pokémon GO's Community Days. The next Community Day in January 2023 is going to feature the Generation 6 Grass-type starter Pokémon, Chespin. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why this is exciting news, and why this has great implications for Pokémon GO. Right, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Okay, let's talk about the next Community Day. So, Niantic surprised everyone by announcing all the details regarding the first Community Day of 2023 right after the end of December Community Day. This event is going to happen on Saturday, January 7th, 2023. It will be from 2 o'clock p.m. until 5 o'clock p.m., but there will be bonus raid content until 10 o'clock p.m. afterwards. We'll talk more about that later, but first, let's read through Niantic's blog post. Trainers, we're excited to announce that Chespin, the spiny nut Pokemon, will be featured during January 2023 Community Day. Chespin will appear more frequently in the wild. Also, for the first time in Pokemon GO, you'll be able to encounter shiny Chespin if you're lucky. So not only is this a Community Day featuring a starter Pokemon, it is also going to be the debut of its shiny form. That's pretty cool, and very reminiscent of Community Days in the past. Of course, since this is a starter Pokemon, we can predict what the exclusive move is going to be. Evolve Quilladin, the evolved form of Chespin, during the event, or up to 5 hours afterwards, to get a Chestnut that knows the Charge Attack Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant deals 100 Grass-type damage in both trainer battles and raids. Now, I don't know the exact gameplay implications of a Chestnut with Frenzy Plant, but I'm guessing it's not going to make any sort of impact. In terms of raid battles, it doesn't have a Mega Evolution that it could fall back on, and it's not going to crack the top of the charts when it comes to either Grass-type attackers or Fighting-type attackers. Both of these lists are pretty stacked right now. Kartana and Mega Sceptile are pretty much the only Grass-type raid attackers you should go with, and Terrakion and Mega Blaziken are your best fighting types. I just don't see a scenario where you would want to go with Chestnut over any of these Pokemon in raids, even with Frenzy Plant. Now in terms of PvP, there is actually some potential. I'll eventually do a deep dive video on this Pokemon to see where it can fit in, but TLDR, it could potentially be a great option against some of the meta Pokemon like Galarian Stunfisk. However, it will get completely dominated by some of the wing attack flying types that are currently all over the Great League. So yeah, this is looking to be a PvP centric Community Day. Even though Frenzy Plant is often seen as a PvE move, Chestnut just doesn't have the right stats to be viable in raids. But next, let's move on to the rest of this blog post. As per any Community Day for the past few years, there will be a special research ticket available for purchase in the in-game shop. The title of the Community Day's special research will be Quality Quills, and will be themed around the Chespin family. For $1 USD, or the equivalent pricing tier in your local currency, you'll be able to access the Chespin Community Day exclusive special research story, Quality Quills. Don't forget, you are now able to purchase and gift tickets to any of your friends that you've achieved a friendship level of great friends or higher. To gift the ticket, tap the special research ticket in the in-game shop, then tap the gift button instead of the buy button. Tickets are non-refundable, subject to applicable law, and the exceptions set forth in the terms of service. Please note that this special research will not include an in-game medal. It will, however, be a part of the list of completed special research in the special research tab once you complete it. Now when it comes to these special research tickets, I would say you do get your money's worth typically. They often provide premium items that are going to be worth more than $1 worth of Pokecoins, but the real highlight is the bonus spawns of the Community Day Pokemon, as they can be shiny and they have a higher IV floor. Thus, you do increase your chances at getting a possible Shundo, so it may pay off in that way, but it will still require a lot of luck. I don't know, it's really up to you whether or not it's worth spending money for. Anyway, let's move on. So, the bonuses for this Community Day are going to be the following. 2 times the amount of candy when catching Pokemon, 2 times the chance to get Candy XL for trainers level 31 and above, quarter hatch distance for eggs that you incubate during the event, 3-hour lure modules and incense, 1 additional special trade, half the Stardust cost for trades, and bonus Chespin spawns from taking snapshots. Finally, we're going to get bonus raid battles after Community Day ends, from 5 o'clock p.m. until 10 o'clock p.m. After the 3-hour Community Day event ends, trainers will be able to take on special 4-star raid battles. Claiming victory in one of these raids will cause more Chespin to appear around the gym that hosted the raid for 30 minutes. Cruisin will appear in 4-star raids. You can only join these raids using raid passes and premium raid passes. Remote raid passes cannot be used to join these raids. Once you successfully complete a 4-star raid battle against Cruisin, Chespin will appear around that gym that hosted the raid for 30 minutes. If you're lucky, you may encounter a shiny one. Chespin that appear under these circumstances will have the same chance of appearing as a shiny Pokemon as those that appeared during January Community Day's 3-hour event period. So yeah, overall, nothing too crazy with this Community Day. It's going to follow the same format we've had since Dino Community Day, with nothing really changed. Personally, I'm super excited about this Community Day, and I think there's plenty of implications with it. We haven't had a Community Day featuring a starter Pokemon for more than a year now, but having them be a part of Community Day already implies that 2023 is going to be much better than 2022. I mean, assuming we are also going to get Froakie and Fennekin later in the year, that is already 3 relevant Community Day Pokemon as well as 3 new shinies. That alone should be pretty hype. But this really brings Community Days back to how they used to be, where they were avenues for introducing new shinies and shaking things up from a gameplay perspective. We didn't really get that in 2022. So yeah, I'm really glad Niantic is starting 2023 off on the right foot. Hopefully, this along with the rumored Larvitar Community Day Classic will generate huge momentum for Community Days and make them relevant once again. That would be pretty cool, because it really felt like Niantic blew it with 2022. They have a lot of ground to make up, but this is certainly a step in the right direction. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Now, I would love to know your thoughts. Are you excited to see starter Pokemon return to Community Days? How hyped are you for Chespin and Chestnut with Frenzy Plant? Let me know down below in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then be sure to check out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way, like with remote raids, then do consider becoming a patron on my Patreon. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.